doors that are in that sidewalk area.
and therefore inside in the future store.
No, it won't be inside the building.
It will not be.
No, right now where they're at, we're asking them to move it into the new east-west driveway. So they're in a location where if they keep going around, it would be like it's the sidewalk right alongside the back. Anyone, I'm never need to see it.
But either way, they're not in the store. I said, that would be crazy and that would not be worth discussing.
Yeah, no,
It's outside no matter what.
that was never how it was done. That's when I had decided, lifting mulch and turning. Something got pinched in there. And I remember I was walking to work and I was kind of hobbling. And they gave me the injection. I went to the orthopedic center at North Shore. And I forgot which doctor. They gave me injection for
My cords on stuff. You change the receiver head and all that. It's not doing anything because the data's just not getting there the right way.
Getting choked?
They're like, okay, turn over and roll over from your chest. I can't move it.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the November 7th meeting of the Skokie Plan Commission. First order of business is to take the attendance. Please answer present if you're here, and then if you're not here, then what are you gonna do?
We'll just tell you if we're not here.
Commissioner Spare?
President.
Thank you. Commissioner Manchella?
Present.
Commissioner Scott Berman?
Here.
Commissioner Cindy Franklin?
Present.
Commissioner Giviahu is not here. She's not here, okay. Commissioner Gupta?
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Berman?
Here.
Commissioner Matei?
I'm here.
And I'm here. And we do have a quorum tonight. Thank you. First order of business is to ratify the meetings from the last meeting. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting? It's moved by Scott Berman. Do I have a second? Jeff Berman seconds. Any comments, additions, corrections? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes have been approved. Very good. There's a slight correction in the agenda tonight. And instead of the site plan approval that we're gonna listen to tonight, case 2024-35P, is actually under new business rather than old business. And the person who did this will be dealt with severely. And then, and so, I guess we're gonna move on. And do we have the petitioner here for case 2024-35P? Site plan approval at 9300 through 9310 and 9440 Kenton Avenue. Trustees of the Schools Township 41 on behalf of School District 68. Do we have a representative here tonight? Thank you. Please come up. Right at the podium, please. There's a little microphone there. Go ahead, your name and your affiliation with the petitioner.
My name's Scott Keene. We're architects with STR Partners, architects for the school district.
Okay, can you raise your hand, please? And are the, anybody in the group will be offering testimony tonight? Could you all please stand and I'll swear you in? Thank you. Raise your right hand, please. Do you affirm that the testimony you give tonight is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you?
I do.
Thank you. And is there notice and order, Counselor?
Notice is proper and correct.
Okay, very good. Please, could you give us an overview of what you're planning there at this location.
Yes, I'd be happy to. Bearings here. Here, let's see there. The school district, 68 Muskogee has determined that the student population at the existing learning center, which is within the Old Orchards Junior High School, is increased beyond its capacity. In order to accommodate the current and future needs, the learning center has been planned to meet the anticipated population growth and instructional needs of the school districts. So a one-story, there's a summary, sorry. A one-story classroom facility will be constructed extending north of the current Old Orchard Junior High School building. And the completed work will contain 7 new learning center classrooms, 5 of which replace the existing classrooms at the junior high. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. And utilized within the junior
We have it now.
Ready, Paul? Oh, poor guy.
You want me to do the presentation again? Sure, be happy to. It's not a problem, happy to. Yes, my name is Scott Keene, an architect with STR Partners. We're the architects for the school district. With me is Mr., I'm drawing a total blank here. Sorry, Mr. Craig and Mr. Gregory. Landscape and civil engineer are our consultants, and Dr. Grenz with the school district, he's the superintendent. The Skokie School District 68 has determined that the student population at the existing early learning classrooms within the Old Orchard Junior High School has increased beyond capacity. In order to accommodate the current and future needs, an early learning center has been planned to meet the anticipated population growth and the instructional needs of the school district. A one-story classroom facility will be constructed extending to the north of the current Old Orchard Junior High School building. The completed project will contain 7 new early learning classrooms, 5 of which will replace the existing classrooms currently utilized within the junior high school. The early learning center will also include a STEM Make It Lab, gross motor multipurpose room, administrative and teacher services spaces, and a central student commons for collaborative learning. And so the site improvements will include a new playground for the Early Learning Center. We'll address stormwater management requirements for the MWRD, the Water Reclamation District, and we'll address site lighting and parking needs for the site. Let's see. So I said those are the existing photos of the building. You can see some of the parking off to the side. And those are renderings. The bottom is the view from Old Orchard. Is that Old Orchard? I forget which. Grosse Point Road, thank you. And then on the top is off from Kenton Avenue. The district believes that it will have a positive impact on the character of the neighborhood and be a resource for the community for the care of its youngest learners. The proposed development maintains that current educational use of the property. The junior high school currently houses the early learning program, and thus the use site remains unchanged. The proposed facility provides, I think it's only 2, my notes say 3 additional classrooms, but it's it's a little bit bigger beyond what's currently available for the early childhood instruction. Therefore, there's minimal change to the current traffic patterns or the business of the project site. However, the site is being redeveloped to provide an increase in parking spaces and to accommodate clear and separate parent drop-offs from the bus drop-off. I've got a site plan, go better one here. There's Grosse Point, that's the drop-off loop up at the top there, and the bus drop-off, and then along Kenton at the bottom is where the parents drive in with the loop and loop around drop-off. Also, we're going to provide adequate site lighting for safety and security beyond what's there now. It's pretty dark. Landscaping utilizing native plantings and additional shade trees. The project includes stormwater detention and volume control, which will be located underground in the new parking lot. And additionally, in keeping with the district's sustainability initiatives, the building will be heated and cooled by a geothermal heat pump system. And so the building itself is, that's the plan that kind of arced. Well, you can see from here over is the existing junior high school, and to the right of that is the addition. It's about 18,000 square feet. It's a one-story building made out of masonry. The bottom row is the same brick matching the existing junior high school. And go back to your renderings here. The white banding with all the windows, that's more of a tumbled brick. It's got a lot of shape to it. It's not just a flat brick. And then the top banding brown there, that's a wood siding look to it. Brings in our concept of the Illinois woodlands, and we're taking that concept and bring it into the building with more materials, wood looks, and just how we're treating all the finishes. So if you do have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them.
2 questions, but first of all, I love it all. It's great. It'll be good for the neighborhood.
Thank you.
Is there a reduction of parking spaces in the newly rebuilt, reformed parking lot, that large lot that currently exists next to the high school?
No, there's a slight increase in parking.
Great. And the other question is, the drop-off, the person drop-off as well as the bus drop-off is the same loop?
Nope. Go back to that site plan, you can take a look. So the big loop off of Grosse Point Road, that's the bus drop-off. And then,
Off of Kenton?
and then off of Kenton is just the vehicle parent drop-off. Did I get that right? Okay.
We're taking some space off of Grosse Point. We're taking some of the former bus parking lot. No?
It's the same curb cut off of Grosse Point. You can kind of see the,
Oh, the buses are all lined up there, I see. The buses are lined up to the north.
yeah, it's the bus lot
East.
now is
Yeah, I
shown
see it.
white because we're not doing anything with that, but we
I
are
see.
having the
It
the
comes
same
off as an
access.
edge of that, and that's where the bus turnaround is, up
Correct.
there, totally separate from the person drop-off. Oh, wonderful, with no reduction in parking spaces.
Nope, an increase.
And an addition then of not only classrooms for the community, but also giving back to the junior high 5 classrooms that were being used for early childhood.
That's correct.
All good, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for redoing your presentation for us. At this time, have the staff give us a report.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'd like to request that the report be accepted as written. The petitioner is requesting site plan approval in order to construct an addition to Old Orchard Junior High School that will serve as the new on-site location of the Early Learning Center for Skokie School District 68. As the petitioner described earlier, there will be new drop-off and pickup lanes provided along the east and west sides of this addition. The west side, as mentioned, is coming off of Grosse Point Road and will provide the bus drop-off access. And then there will be a new parent drop-off area separate from the junior high drop-off lanes, which are further to the south and adjacent to the Old Orchard Junior High School building. In addition to that, well, here's the site plan approval map with the zoning. So it is an R1 zone district. Site plan approval is required due to the fact that the property is over 1 acre in size, and we're providing an addition onto that. Staff recommends that the request be approved based upon the attached proposed positive findings of fact and subject to the conditions listed below. And that current site plan approval, Village Ordinance 1810Z 4414 be repealed. If you were here in 2018, the school district came to the village to request a LED ground sign at the northernmost portion of the property, just south of the intersection of Grosse Point Road and Kenton Avenue, where the signal is. Due to that request, it necessitated a need to come through for site plan approval due to multiple ground signs at the location. And that's the 2018 ordinance that's going to be repealed. And we're gonna bring forward any relevant conditions from that particular ordinance into this new ordinance that will be drafted. This is the survey of the site as it is right now. Top is to the west for reference. And we have the site plan showing the addition there. That's hard to see due to the size. There will be a playground, a new playground will be constructed on the west side of the addition. Right now, the Early Learning Center is in this portion of is like the southwest corner of the junior high building, and they have a playground in this area, so that will be relocated outside of a door and fenced in on the west side of the new addition. As I mentioned, this is the drop-off area, so one-way heading south for parents, and then school buses will circle through this area and head back out through the existing driveway, which will also serve the existing bus lot for District 68. Okay. Elevations of the building, as were discussed earlier. I did want to bring forward some comments that Forestry had. They took a look at the plan and had some comments in addition to their previous review for when it went through the preliminary plan review process. They noted that some parts of the subject site are lacking in shade trees, and they request that the petitioner consider addressing this issue within the following 3 areas. So within the grass-covered area between the sidewalk running along the north side of the proposed addition and the school bus parking lot, where there's space to plant 5 additional shade trees. Along the west side of the new playground, where 3 trees can be planted to provide shade for children playing outside. And finally, along the west side of the existing Old Orchard Junior High School building, between the wall and the sidewalk, where several upright oak trees can be planted to provide shade for the building. I believe area number 1 is over here, and Forestry staff would like to see some additional plantings, mainly in this area. There's a fence here on one side of the bus parking area, so they'd like to have like a little bit more screening and more shade trees planted within this green space. And then this is the playground, the new playground location, and Forestry would like to see additional plantings here so that there's shade provided along the west side of that sidewalk that abuts the new sidewalk, the new playground. And then they noted finally there's a lack of any landscaping along the west side of the existing junior high building, and they were recommending some trees be planted between this walkway and then the west wall of the junior high school building. The site overall is under landscaped right now, a lot of flat green space, but not many trees throughout the property. It's kind of here and there's a few of them, especially at the north end, but around the school itself, there's not much shade. So that was just a note that they had, and just including it as a recommendation. For 2024-35P, site plan approval recommended conditions. Number 1, the petitioner shall develop the subject property in substantial conformance with the final village-approved overall site plan, proposed site geometry plan, landscape details, floor plans, exterior elevations, ground sign and landscape plan rendering, Skokie School District roadway sign plant species list, and ground sign version 2. These 3 drawings at the end are carrying over from 2018. So if it looks foreign or hasn't come up on the screen, it's something from 2018 that we're still bringing forward and not repealing as part of this request. Number 2, the owner of the subject property shall ensure that employees park on the subject property. Number 3, any new or replacement exterior signs shall first be reviewed and approved by the Appearance Commission, and sign permits shall first be issued prior to their manufacture and installation. Number 4, all signage shall conform to the Skokie Village Code, including the signs chapter, except as provided in this ordinance. Any legal non-conforming sign on the subject property shall conform with the Village Code when it is damaged greater than 50%, modified or replaced in the future. Conditions 3 and 4, just note that these are carrying forward from the first site plan approval case. Number 5, the petitioner shall sign an agreement for installation and maintenance of landscaping to assure that the subject property and parkway landscaping is completed and maintained, including trimming, watering, and replacing of dead plant materials in a timely manner in accordance with the final approved landscape plan. A copy of said agreement is attached here too, marked Exhibit A, and hereby made part of this ordinance. This agreement for installation and maintenance of landscaping shall be recorded at the petitioner's expense. And finally, number 6, the petitioner shall submit to the Planning Division electronic files of the site, landscape, and floor plans in their approved and finalized form. Proposed positive findings of fact. Consideration. The request is harmonious with and does not adversely affect adjacent properties. The request will not adversely affect adjacent properties because the school is a complementary use in a residential zoning district as enumerated in the comprehensive plan. The request can demonstrate that adequate public facilities, including roads, drainage, utilities, and police and fire protection exist or will exist to serve the requested use at the time such facilities are needed. The request improves site access and traffic flow by separating Early Learning Center and Old Orchard Junior High School users. The reconstruction of the parking lot to the east of the addition will result in improved drainage within the subject site. The request demonstrates adequate provision for maintenance of the associated structures. Adequate provision for maintenance of the associated structures is demonstrated through the proposed improvement of the site, parking areas, provision of additional bicycle parking. The request has considered and, to the degree possible, addressed the adverse effects on the natural environment. No adverse effects of the natural environment are expected. The new stormwater detention facilities will improve drainage within the subject site, and the planting of additional trees will provide shade around the junior high school building and Early Learning Center addition. The request will not create undue traffic congestion. It is not anticipated that undue traffic congestion will be created by the request, as educational facilities serve the public interest to provide for learning safety and welfare of children in the community. The request will not adversely affect public health, safety, and welfare. Public health, safety, and welfare will not be adversely affected by the request. The request conforms to all applicable provisions of this code, except where relief is granted with the request. All applicable provisions of this code are conformed to by the request. And that concludes my presentation.
Any questions of staff?
So the parking is going to increase, and that increase of parking will then create a situation that conforms to what you're requesting, that all employees park on site. You've counted employees and you've counted spaces, and you now are assuring us that that is true.
Yes, the site is able to accommodate both employees as well as visitors. It meets the parking requirement as stated in our zoning ordinance. One thing I did just forget to mention earlier, there will also be additional parking provided right here north of the administrative building. Right now this is just grass, so they will be providing, I think, there's like 8 additional spaces. And that will, count toward the overall. Since this is all under site plan approval, all the parking is used by everybody on the site. And this is also counting the parking in the existing bus parking lot.
Okay.
I also just want to mention they're going to be also increasing the amount of bike parking. So there's bike parking there now. They're going to be adding some additional bike parking to the north of the addition. I believe also bike parking at the southeast corner of the junior high. There's going to be some there, as well as the northeast corner of the junior high. There's existing parking there. They're going to remove those racks and replace them with racks that meet our current code requirements. Right now it's like a ribbon style, and we require a single hoop so you can attach it parallel with the rack structure. So yeah, parking is provided.
Stormwater detention, is that in a recessed bowl? And can you show where that is?
It's going to be under the lot.
Oh,
Yeah, it's going to be under this new lot.
internal. It's not a bowl.
It's internal,
Like we
yes,
put in
under-
that other school in Middle Skokie where
Correct.
they created a bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
And I had one more
Any other questions of staff?
question.
Okay.
One more question.
Yep.
When we vote, are we voting with those forestry considerations, or are those just suggestions about the different trees?
Well, if the petitioner would like to respond as to forestry's recommendations, I think that would be appropriate. Yeah.
I everyone, how are you? My name is Scott Krenz, I'm the superintendent here with the district. I had the joy of walking into this project, which is incredible. We will definitely consider the forestry recommendation. We do have some underground sewer considerations that we need to be mindful of. Also, we're worried a little bit about the growth of the trees encroaching on the actual playground area. So I'll let the experts give the more detailed answer to that, but I was happy to at least be able to act like I knew as much as I could with that.
Thank you. And as stated, we will continue to, I'm sorry, I'm Steve Gregory with the landscape architect with Erickson Engineering, landscape architect for the project. We will continue to work with staff to figure out where those trees can or cannot go. There are some limitations with that area immediately to the west of that playground. There's a bunch of utilities that run in through there, and there's also the new geothermal that's going to be out in that area, kind of north of the soccer field there and north of the new bus turnaround. So there are some considerations. We understand what they're saying. We'll do our best to accommodate as many of those considerations as we can.
So we are not voting then that those are conditions?
No, I think,
And we understand, you'll consider it and we're voting on it as it's got.
Anything further from, Nothing? Okay,
No, thank you very much.
okay. Is there, I guess there's, yes.
I was just gonna make a motion.
No. Just a second. Yes, are there anyone who has a public comment, or has anyone submitted a public comment or a question referring to this case?
We have not received any formal submitted comments.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any public notice required there?
Public notice was posted and it was, you know, it met our requirements for public notice, to notice. Okay, now, Mr. Berman,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion that we accept staff reports as presented on case 2024-35P, site plan approval.
okay, do I have a second? Commissioner Franklin, that's right, here you are, okay. I will call for the vote. Any other questions? Okay. Commissioner Spear? Commissioner Manchella?
Aye.
Commissioner Scott Berman?
Aye.
Commissioner Franklin?
Aye.
Commissioner Gupta? Commissioner Jeff Berman? Commissioner Matei? And I will vote aye. This case still has to go before the Board of Trustees, who have the final approval on this, on the request. And they meet on the first and third Monday of each month, and you will be duly notified when this case comes before them. If you have any further questions, please contact the planning department if you have any further questions or problems, okay? Any other business before the commission?
Staff does not have any particular updates.
Okay, and do we have any submitted public comments?
No general comments
Okay.
outside of the case were submitted either.
Okay. Then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.